Good evening and welcome to the Shawnee Mission Northwest commencement ceremonies for the class of 2019. Yes. We are pleased to welcome parents, friends, families, students, and distinguished guests as we join together to celebrate and recognize this outstanding group of students. As our senior musicians find their seats, we would like to take a moment to thank Ms. Penny Sneed and our outstanding Northwest Symphonic Band for the lovely prelude music and processional. This evening, we celebrate the 50th graduating class of Shawnee Mission Northwest High School, a truly distinguished group that has left an indelible mark on the pages of our history. Throughout our program tonight, we celebrate each of our seniors individually as we collectively celebrate 50 years of graduates. Graduates whose voices have shaped our school culture and community, many of whom are joining us in the audience tonight as teachers, parents, friends, and family members. Northwest is a special place as we remain connected throughout our many generations. At this time, we ask that you please stand and direct your attention to the north side of the stadium, where cadets from the Shawnee Mission Northwest NJROTC unit will raise our nation's flag as Shawnee Mission Northwest Chamber Singers Quartet leads us in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A special thank you to Georgia Holgate, Molly Vielhauer, Jacob Fry, and Dayton Rains for the beautiful rendition of our national anthem to open our ceremony. At this time, seniors, you may be seated. We also want to share our gratitude for Chief Warrant Officer Dennis Graylis and our Northwest NJROTC cadets. We appreciate your time and talents to open our ceremony this evening. Dr. Michael Fulton, our superintendent, and our Board of Education, along with our district leaders, are committed to providing the best educational experiences for all of our students. We appreciate their vision and dedication. We are pleased to introduce those joining us on stage tonight. Dr. Michelle Hubbard, Associate Superintendent of Leadership and Learning. Mr. Brad Stratton, President, Board of Education. Mrs. Sarah Goodburn, Member, Board of Education. Mrs. Patty Mack, Member, Board of Education and Northwest Area Representative. And Mrs. Deb Zila, Member, Board of Education. Tonight, we will take a moment to recognize the years of dedication of two of our Board of Education members. This year marks their last year of service in this role. Mrs. Patty Mack and Mrs. Deb Zila have been outstanding advocates for our students, families, and community. We appreciate you and are confident you will continue to actively serve our community in new capacities. Thank you. Tonight's recognition reflects 13 years of educational experiences supported by a variety of leaders, teachers, staff, from elementary school to middle to the steps of Northwest. We have had the privilege to learn and grow with each of you throughout this time. It is truly my honor to work with such an outstanding team of school leaders. From our Northwest administrative team, Dr. Jack Johnson, Associate Principal, Mr. Eddie Leday, Associate Principal, Mrs. Connie Springfield, Associate Principal, and Mr. Angelo Giacalone, Athletic Director. Joining us tonight from our feeder elementary and middle schools, Mr. Heath Sigg, Principal at Trail Ridge Middle School, Mr. Ryan Horn, Principal, Broken Arrow Elementary, Mrs. Michelle Lord, Principal, Mill Creek Elementary, Mr. Casey Weisar, Principal, Ray Marsh Elementary, Dr. Brittany Gonzer, Principal, Rhine-Benninghoven Elementary, and Mr. Dominic Flora, Principal, Shawnee Elementary. 4 members of our faculty will read the roll of the senior class for the final time this evening. Dr. Jeffrey Bishop, Mrs. Susan Massey, Mr. Joe Gare, and Mr. Anthony Galindo. Tonight we celebrate the individual journey of each of our graduates, the hard work, the late nights, and the balancing act that is the life of a high school student. Every moment in memory, every challenge and complication, every setback and success have culminated in this milestone accomplishment. Each name we read this evening celebrates a unique individual who has written this first chapter to their own story. To our seniors, during these last years together, you have discovered who you are, though at times the path has not always been clear. To quote a National Pacemaker Award-winning book, our 2018 Lair, sometimes we get lost trying to figure out who we are. Sometimes we have to lose a part of ourselves to find another. Along the way, you have defined who you are, then redefined who you are. Each step of the journey, leaving your memories in the hearts and minds of your friends, your teachers, your family, and each one of us. This adventure that began with the first steps to enter the kindergarten classroom concludes tonight with the changing of your tassels. Throughout these 13 years, your families have encouraged, counseled, supported, and celebrated alongside you each step of the way. Students, please take a moment to recognize your parents, grandparents, guardians, siblings, and family. We thank you for your support of Northwest. Our school is strong because of our family and school team. Class of 2019, as each of you embark on the next steps of your journey, you will not have all of the answers. Your path may change and then change again. The future at times may seem unclear, and missteps are expected. Always allow yourself some grace. The strongest aspects of ourselves arise from our failures. To quote our famous book again, even if we don't know exactly what we're doing or who we are, we somehow know how to be found again. We just have to get a little lost first. Seniors, we hope we have empowered you with resilience and compassion to navigate this next chapter. And with each surprise, each change of major or new job, each road traveled and hurdle cleared, you will never be truly lost. You will always have your forever community as a Northwest Cougar. Senior class, it is now my privilege to welcome our first student speaker, Mr. Josh Marvin. Josh has been actively involved in speech and debate, youth and government, and KUGR throughout high school. He served as the youth governor of Kansas and a KUGR associate producer. Next year, he's going to the University of Kansas to study film. Let's welcome Josh Marvin.
Hi. Kanye West once said, "Welcome to graduation." So, welcome. Now, let's remember stuff together. Let's remember all the snow days and the pranks that went too far, the good times and the bad times. But above all else, let's remember how afraid we are. Now, I'm not calling our class cowards. I'm talking about the small, natural anxieties and worries that come up so much in our day-to-day lives, we don't even think about them. High school has been about recognizing those fears and conquering them. My fears go back to middle school. I was a shy kid with about 3 friends. I sat in a part of the lunchroom where nobody went and was utterly alone. I never would have guessed that 4 years later I would be making a fool of myself on the seminar show every month, competing in speech and debate tournaments, or speaking in front of about 2,000 people right now. But it's not just me. At Northwest, I've seen my friends, peers, people I don't even talk to but still see because we have existed together in one space almost every day for 4 years, grow as people and accomplish amazing things because they face their fears. The kids who ran for student council even though they were afraid of standing in front of their class. Performers in the talent show and poetry slam who left their hearts on the stage. Athletes who tried out for varsity even if they had been told again and again they were no good. And in overcoming this natural fear, we have accomplished so much together. But every regret that I have from high school, everything I wish could have turned out differently, boils down to being too afraid to seize the moment laid out before me. And this happened far too often. It sometimes feels like I, more than anyone else, fell victim to fear. I was afraid of inadequacy, worried that imperfect grades or competitive performance would lead to a future of failure. I was dependent on external validation, which stemmed from a fear of the future and a lack of confidence in myself. It took me 4 years to realize that none of that matters. That bravery is not always winning, but rather the ability to shrug off defeat and keep a smile on your face. That success lies within us, not in what we're told we are. Remember that always. I want to leave you on an old Jewish proverb my mother used to tell me when I was younger. The entire world is a very narrow bridge, and the most important thing is to not be afraid. As we cross this narrow bridge of life together, we must do so bravely. Thank you, class of 19.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh. We are pleased to now welcome Mr. Suraj Sood to share his message. Remarks that resonate throughout the generations of our students. Sunny Sood, a 2019 senior that is graduating a year early, was involved in robotics and the National Honor Society. He will be attending UMKC to study computer science. Welcome, Sunny.
What's Gucci? Class of 2019, congratulations. Especially to all of my peers of whom I was lucky enough to experience this amazing journey with. Guys, we made it. And through our short yet memorable experience, we have become members of the Northwest family, a family that has spanned the past 50 years. As part of this community, we have encountered all the challenges that come along with high school. I'm sure you can all recall your first day of freshman year, whether it be in Northwest or not, and the exciting nervousness that accompanied you as you stepped into this brand new world. High school has given us lots of time to make friends, get involved, and understand who we are and who we want to be as young adults. For me, personally, the most interesting thing high school has given me time to understand is, why am I even here? More than likely, you've heard that infamous question that has challenged students, teachers, and parents for generations, or at least the past 50 years. When am I ever going to use this in my life? Well, the answer is not what you expected. So what was the point of staying in a school for 4 years, building your GPA, and joining clubs that you never showed up to? only to find yourself sitting in class on a Monday morning asking this age-old question once more. This is something that the students 5 decades ago who were sitting in your seats were also challenged with. The truth is that we come to high school to learn how to learn. To learn how to accept failure and understanding that bombing that second-hour test really wasn't the end of your life. To learn how to adapt, especially to the dangers of a school parking lot right after that bell hits 2:40. I'm sorry if I hit you. To learn how to not be afraid of our mistakes and to make more of them so we can grow stronger. But the most important thing we learn is how to learn from each other. To learn that a diverse community can bring people of all religious backgrounds, ethnicities, and races together. To learn how to help bring people up when they're going through their worst and potentially even save a life. This was all possible because of the unique and amazing community that Northwest is and always has been. Thank you to all the staff, coaches, and teachers of Northwest that never gave up on us students over these past 50 years and taught us to learn how to learn. Thank you to all the parents that supported and pushed us to go beyond our boundaries and get out of our comfort zones. Finally, to all the students who made up this amazing community. As we adolescents close one chapter of our lives and open up another, all with its own exciting adventures ready to be explored. Thank you. Go down.
Thank you, Sunny. At this time, we would ask the choir members to join Miss Banyan at the risers. As our choir students take their positions, I would like to take this time to recognize the involvement of our senior class. Students have shared their time and talents with our school across the myriad of activities. The students we celebrate tonight have been actively involved in their classes, co-curricular and extracurricular activities, and athletics, clubs, and community service. Among these activities, the class of 2019 has distinguished themselves as a truly special group, representing Northwest at both state and national events and competitions in all areas. If you qualify to compete in a state or national competition during your time at Northwest, we ask that you please stand or step forward and wave and be recognized. We are so proud of you. At this time, we are pleased to welcome Ms. Cassie Banyan and the acclaimed Shawnee Mission Northwest Chamber Singers and senior choir members to share their selection, That Lonesome Road.
To
Thank you for yet another beautiful moment. Seniors, I am pleased to now welcome Ms. Julie Kantner. At Northwest, Juliana has been involved in many activities, including National Honor Society, Spanish and Math National Honor Societies, Interact Club, Link Crew, Swim, Speech and Debate, Mock Trial, DECA, and Business Professionals of America. Competing at state and national tournaments, Juliana was able to place first in the nation in BPA and top 10 in the nation in DECA. Next fall, she plans to attend the University of Arkansas, majoring in international business and global studies, with minors in language, and pursue a career in law. Welcome, Juliana.
On behalf of the class of 2019, I'd like to thank all faculty, family members, mentors, esteemed guests, travelers, and any younger siblings dragged along tonight, as we are all thankful for the impact each of you have made on our lives. Wow, where do I begin? After 4 embarrassing yearbook photos, being cheated out the spirit stick multiple times, and by far the snowiest and with that the shortest school year we have ever had, we actually made it. Parents, students, I'm sure you can look back and think of all the big things we have accomplished, all the big moments of our lives. Not so long ago, there were our first steps that have now led to us walking across this very stage. There were also the tears. Our tears of fright as our parents dropped us off for our first day of kindergarten, and their tears of pride as they walked away missing us. The anxious tears of our parents as we turned 16 and drove away in the car, and again as we came back with a dent in the car. The tears of joy today as we graduate and face our upcoming futures. Here at Northwest, we have seen big accomplishments. Success after success as we formed state finalists in track, golf, tennis, wrestling, cheer, swim, and basketball. Developed award-winning yearbooks, displayed a top-scoring band, choir, and orchestra, took forensics, debate, and business teams to nationals, and brought smiles to the audiences of our award-winning theater and dance performances. But it's not the big things that have made us who we are. It's the small things, the memories that will stick with us for the rest of our lives. The friends we made when we really needed to smile. Teachers who did not just teach us how to learn, but taught us how to become people of compassion and love. Room numbers that became our addresses, and classrooms that became our homes. 9 o'clock nights walking back to our cars from a game or practice, laughing with our friends about the bus ride home, never-ending nights of work, or predictive defeat of our school's rival. It's those small things that have made us who we are. People who will go out into the world and take with them the advice they've been given and the lessons they have learned. Who will unconditionally care for one another, design our first ticket to Mars, defend the defenseless, and inspire hope in those around us. We will take the small things and we will make them big things. We will be Cougars now and evermore. Thank you.
Thank you, Juliana. As we celebrate the years of our graduating classes, it is our privilege to welcome back the Honorable Holly Teeter to share her remarks with the class. Holly Teeter proudly graduated from Shawnee Mission Northwest in 1998. After graduation, she earned a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering with highest distinction from the University of Kansas, a diploma in legal studies from the University of Oxford, and a law degree from the University of Kansas, where she graduated first in her class. After practicing law for several years in private and public roles, President Trump nominated her to serve as a United States District Court Judge for the District of Kansas. In August 2018, the United States Senate confirmed her nomination. As a district court judge, Holly sits in Topeka, Kansas, and presides over federal, criminal, and civil cases. Holly lives in Shawnee with her husband and 3 boys. Please help me welcome the Honorable Holly Teeter.
Thank you. It is an honor to be present today, and I want to express my sincere congratulations to each of you. The last 4 years have required hard work and diligent study, and you should take tremendous pride in your accomplishment. I remember sitting in your spot and graduating from Shawnee Mission Northwest in 1998. At the time, I, like many of you now, did not know exactly what the rest of my life would look like. I had some trepidation about leaving the security of my home and starting on my own in college. And I wondered whether the things I learned in high school would have any real impact on my future education and professional career. And today, standing before you, I can say without hesitation that many of the things you have learned over the last 4 years will be integral to your future success. And mindful of the very limited time we have today, I will give you just one example. In high school, through my studies and my sports and the myriad of other teenage experiences, I learned to persevere. And this skill, along with several cups of coffee and good friends, carried me through long nights of studying in engineering school and law school. My work in high school instilled in me the discipline to get through tough legal and professional problems, and it gave me the resilience to pick myself up, pivot, turn, and continue on despite adversity. So what exactly does it mean to persevere? The formal definition, according to Merriam-Webster, is, quote, to continue in a course of action, even in the face of difficulty, with little or no prospect of success. You might think of perseverance as grit or tenacity. Put simply, it's your ability to pick yourself up and continue on, even though you know the path will be difficult. I learned to persevere in high school through my classes. Some classes, as you well know, are simply not intrinsically enjoyable, but you have to take them anyway to graduate. For me, geometry was one such example. Writing proofs, learning SOHCAHTOA, applying Pythagorean's theorem, none of these concepts excited me, and candidly, at the time, none of them seemed particularly relevant or important to my future. But I persevered despite my lack of enthusiasm. I forced myself to learn each concept. I practiced at home, met with my teacher, and tediously worked through each problem. I did not enjoy it, but I kept going, and I persevered. I also learned to persevere by playing high school sports. For me, I ran cross country. And this sport required me to do long, hot runs in August afternoons. It required weekend and off-season running. It required me to overcome 2 stress fractures and knee surgery. And it required me to finish difficult races against fierce competition. At times, I seriously considered quitting this sport. But I was committed to this sport, to my coach and to my team, and to finishing each race. So I kept going, and I persevered. Learning to persevere through these examples and hundreds of other experiences you have had cultivated self-control, discipline, and that grit to get through. And this carried me through engineering school, law school, and my professional life. Engineering was incredibly difficult. Law school was challenging. And professional life as a federal judge is constantly demanding. But I do not quit. I keep going despite my risings and my fallings. And like me, Your high school experience has taught you to persevere. You probably struggled with the class, tried out for a team, participated in a sport or activity, or simply experienced the other challenges of being a teenager in today's society. Yet here you are, graduating today. You persevered. And this skill, this ability to persevere, will carry you through the next phase of your life as well. Like me, you will rise and fall. You will struggle and face setbacks. But you now have the ability to pick yourself up and keep going. And hopefully, when you are my age, you can look back and see how these challenges you faced over the last 4 years fostered a character trait that has carried you through the next 20. So as you prepare to leave your homes and start your post-high school life, know that the skills and traits you learned here at Shawnee Mission Northwest shaped you and do undoubtedly matter for your future. Once again, I offer you my sincerest congratulations, and I wish you Godspeed on the next phase of your life. Thank you.
Thank you, the Honorable Holly Teeter. Seniors, your future opportunities are rooted firmly in your classroom experiences. Each step of this journey alongside a teacher who has sparked your imagination, fostered your curiosity, and challenged you. At this time, we would like to show our appreciation to our staff, so we ask the faculty to please stand and be recognized. Tonight, we would also like to celebrate those teachers who are retiring from Northwest and show our appreciation for the impact they have made in the lives of our students. To represent the connection between teacher and student, each teacher has selected a student to present his or her Shawnee Mission Northwest certificate. We wish you all the best in your next steps. We'd like to recognize first Mrs. Janine Dinas, presented by Kelly Dungan. Ms. Susan Hartman, presented by Diamond Holt. And Mrs. Fran Koenigsdorf, presented by Spencer Calico. Thank you for your years of dedication and service to our profession. At this time, I would like to recognize those individuals who have been an integral part of this evening's ceremony. Our senior committee has provided strong leadership this year. They share the responsibility for planning this evening's ceremony. As I call your name, please stand and be recognized. Sophia Ann Clark, President. John Douglas Burton, Vice President. Riley Jane Lombarb Demo. Carlos Uriel Jaime. Joshua Robert Marvin. Grace Kathleen Miller. Caitlin Pauley. Christopher Bohan Wrong. Alexandra Mary Helen Walsh. And Keon Lance Watson. In addition to the senior committee, much of the work and planning for the ceremony this evening rests in the hands of our senior class sponsors. Please join me to show our appreciation for Sarah Schaffler and Anthony Stubenraw. A special thank you to Susan Massey for all of her work to create the program for this evening's celebration. We offer a special thank you to all of those supporting our ceremony this evening, to our Shawnee Mission Police Department, our building manager, Jeff Gillenwater, and custodial staff, and communications department. You have our sincerest gratitude. Thank you. As you've seen tonight, we are so proud of the senior class. And at this time, we are delighted to recognize students with outstanding academic accomplishments, the cornerstone of our success here at Northwest. Our first group of scholars is comprised of students who have earned straight A's for each semester all 4 years of their studies at Northwest, an impressive accomplishment recognized by the award of the 4th year honor pin. As we read your name, please stand and be recognized. Neva Bartlett. Bryce DeBach. Noah Grumman. Juliana Kantner. Becky Lynn. Maggie O'Neill. Mina Rulis. And Jacob Wallace. Congratulations to this outstanding group of scholars. At this time, if you are receiving the summa cum laude recognition, please make your way to the stage. In tonight's program, you will see a series of symbols behind the names of several students. These symbols denote a student's participation in nationally or internationally recognized programs. Students receiving these distinctions have demonstrated a dedication to scholarship, leadership, and service while maintaining the highest character. At this time, we would like to recognize this remarkable group of seniors. As noted by the symbols adjacent to your name, we ask you to please stand or wave and be recognized. For all of you with symbols by your name, you may stand. Each year, our students' academic achievements grow ever more impressive. Our students have engaged in college-level coursework across a variety of content areas during their time at Northwest. Tonight, we will first recognize our students in the first tier of achievement. Students earning the cum laude designation for GPAs between 4.0 and 4.4 who are wearing silver cords in the audience tonight, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Congratulations. Students earning the magna cum laude designation for a GPA between 4.4 and 4.7, wearing gold cords, please stand as we celebrate your accomplishments. The summa cum laude recognition is given to students with a 4.7 GPA or higher. Each student has selected an influential teacher to present their respective medallions. We'd like to welcome Mabel Anstein, who will be honored by Miss Jessica Barger. Joseph Boltman, honored by Mr. Dave Koopman. Jackson Burnett, honored by Miss Leslie Ransdell. Bryce DeBach, honored by Ms. Janine Dinas. Megan Formwalt, honored by Mr. Matthew Wolf. Megan Getz, honored by Ms. Deb Brewer. Noah Grumman, honored by Mr. Todd Boren. Julie Kantner, honored by Ms. Beth Ann Johnstone. Spencer Moran, honored by Mr. Justin Stiggy. Maggie O'Neill, honored by Mr. Michael Pisani. Dayton Rains, honored by Ms. Cassie Banyan. Okay, I'm gonna have you two slide on the other side. Emma Ranke, honored by Miss Amy Walker. Oh. Caleb Rosebaugh, honored by Mr. Ben Paps. Mina Rulis, honored by Ms. Karen Massentine. Caroline Sanders, honored by Ms. Penny Sneed. Right here is good. Gabriella Shipman, honored by Dr. Johnny Winston. Jacob Wallace, honored by Ms. Megan Stiggy. Samantha Waynes, honored by Ms. Julianne London. Haley Wierzinski, honored by Ms. Jan Berg. Congratulations to this outstanding group of scholars. Right on in front. Again, class of 2019, we are so proud of all of your remarkable accomplishments. We now have the opportunity to celebrate each of our graduates individually and acknowledge your hard work and determination to attain this accomplishment. We are so proud of each of you. Each child deserves to have his or her moment in the spotlight. We ask all of you here tonight to please celebrate appropriately when your child's name is read, so every family may enjoy this moment and hear when their own child's name is called. Members of the Board of Education, ladies and gentlemen, the students assembled before you this evening have completed all requirements for graduation in accordance with the laws of Kansas and the policies of the Board of Education of the Shawnee Mission School District. I would like to invite our Board of Education member, Mrs. Patty Mack, to come forward to certify the graduates.
Before I accept the class, I want to take a moment to say thank you to the entire Northwest community, my friends, and especially my family for allowing me to serve the past 12 years. With that being said, having successfully completed all curricular requirements mandated by the state of Kansas and the Shawnee Mission School District, I, Patty Mack, on behalf of the Board of Education, do hereby confer upon the Shawnee Mission Northwest class of 2019 this diploma, which designates you now and hereafter as a graduate of the Shawnee Mission School District. Congratulations.
Carter Alexander Adam. Mark Henry Adamiak. Quincy Tobias Adams. Mark Wyatt Addington. Chase Alexander Agard. Sammy Samir Aani. Jameson Perry Alexander. Jacob Duncan Allman. Eddie Alejandro Alvarado del Cid. Christian Jeffrey Anderson. Tanner Lynn Anderson. Cody Cruz Andrews. Mabel Rose Anstein. Dylan Marshall Arnott. Emily Elizabeth Arocha. Elsie Asanti. Amanda Marie Augustine. Jorge Abimael Avalos. Tristan Taylor Acock. Dinsmore Treyon Baker IV. Kyla Corrine Berry. Neva Elizabeth Bartelt. Isaias M. Bartolome. Mariah Rianne Bautrez. Jackson Christopher Beal. Jadante Jaquiston Beasley. Ethan William Beaumont. Andrew Charles Bevan. Austin Aiden Bell III. Maya Elizabeth Bemberger. Colin Arthur Bennett. Lucas Stephen Bisak. Arizbe Beyonce Black. Hannah Nicole Black. Brianna Renee Bledsoe. Adriana Elise Bobke. Tristan Lee Bond. Audrey Elizabeth Bonham. Gage Alexander Bowman. Lillian Noel Brand. William Lee Braun. Hunter Lee Bremenkamp. Charles W. Brockman. Katarina Susan Brockman. Kelsey Danielle Brown. Jake Houston Brundrett. Dylan Christopher Brunner. Rachel Ann Brunner. Lauren Olivia Brunsky. Joseph Daniel Boltman. Tamaya Renee Bergen. Jackson Campbell Burnett. Dimitri Stephen Burns. John Douglas Burton. Matthew Ryan Bustamante. Patricia Maria Byram. Callan David Cassiopo. Meredith Celia Calvin. Peyton Rush Carter. Elizabeth Jean Carmody. Shaylavon Monet Carr. Alexis Brianna Carrillo. Elijah Isaiah Castillo. Francisco Castro Jimenez. Gaspar Castro Jimenez. Israel Lorenzo Centeno. Zoe Abigail Serda. Gabriela Faith Chavez. Grace Nelson Cheeseman. Richard Chen. Jens Christensen. Megan Renee Clary. Sophia Ann Clark. Justin Edward Cloftley. Haley Renee Coates. Hannah Elizabeth Coates. Lillian Leota Cody. Casey Helen Cohenauer. Karsten William Coleman. Deasia Renee Collier-Williams. Paola Comas Irizarry. Samuel Robert Converse. Kaylee Lauren Cooper. Alexis Gonzalez Slape Corona. Zachary Gareth Creedon. Tamara Milana Cruz. George Patrick Cummings. Kyle Declan Cunningham. Anna K. Dahl. Mason Michael Darple. Donnell Jaheim Davis. Jasmine Lene Davis. Bryce Aaron DeBach. Riley Jane LaBombarb Demo. Nathan Dean Danoon.
Stephen Christopher Dewey. Magdalene Abigail Dewsbury. Joseph Daniel Dylan Kennard. Jake Robert Ditto. Megan Kaylee Donaldson. Shannon Dubeek. Whitney Renee Dugan. Kelly Rihanna Dungan. Renaya Neri Easterwood. Spencer Allen Engelby. Jose Christian Enriquez Flores. Dejan Tyrese Estel. Raekwon Tyree Estel. Henry Louis Fears. Jose Armando Felix Molina. Nicole Rose Fernandez. Christopher David Findley. Ashley Elizabeth Fisher. Michaela Ray Fisher. Tyler Joel Fisher. Tatiana Fluck. Jeremy Douglas Foley. Megan Elizabeth Formwalt. Brianna Michelle Foster. Samuel De Jesus Franco. Desiree Marie Simone Freeman. Jacob Scott Fry. Nicholas Scott Gann. William Ryan Warren Gentry. Brandon Michael Gibson. Miranda Joy Gibson. Elijah McCain Gist. Wairimo Mwantune Gitonga Bagori. Tatum Elizabeth Getting. Megan Elizabeth Getz. Eric James Gonzalez. Ashley Gonzalez Nino. Celeste Elizabeth Gordon. Faven Catherine Gordon. Kaylin Christine Groneman. Noah Daniel Gruman. Spencer Matthew Gruel. Raziel Luis Gutierrez Lopez. Michael Anthony Haggerty. Henry Thomas Hales. Thomas Jackson Hall. Lauren Marie Hallblade. Chase Robert Hamilton. Courtney Taylor Renee Handley. Megan Marie Hansen. Benjamin David Harrell. Walter Randall Hartman. Haley Violet Hashbarger. Ava Jeannie Hauser. Lily Rose Havranek. Lucy Ann Heinisch. William Henry Lewis Leiter Heitman, Jr. Laura Lee Helfrich. Sydney Marie Hankensiefken. Shiara Dania Hernandez Robinson. Gabriela Isabel Errara. Evan Scott Higgins. Elijah Miller Hodson. Anna Hofmeisterova. Georgia Shea Holgate. Diamond Miara Holt. Anastasia L. Hopper. Michaela Lane Hauser. Braden Glenn Hovermail. Calvin Philip Howard. Joseph Wayne Huber. Mitchell Reed Huffker. Diana Michelle Jackson. Alil Andrew Jine. Carlos Uriel Jaime. Halden Jeppesen. Michelle Jerope. Andrew William Johnson. Kyle Edel Johnson, Jr. Elizabeth Kathleen Johnson. Raven Keandra Johnson. Sadea Avianez Unique Johnson. Colin Gabriel Jones. Emily Alexandra Jones. Ethan Gregory Jones. Yare Anaí Juarez. Spencer Charles Calico. Juliana Marie Kantner. Courtney Lynn Castellan. Lauren Louise Kelly. Alejandro J. Kelly. Jack Ryan Kelly. Sydney K. Kendall. Corinne Nicole Killingsworth. Ethan J. Kling. Penelope Faith King. William Dean Kincaid. Rebecca Lynn Kipper. Dylan Michael Klon. Zoe Catherine Kopp.
Carson Mary Koziel. Jody Taylor Kadinsky. Hope Ann LaMartina. Nathan Cody Lee. Alec Michael Letts. Becky Lynn. Michelle S. Loomis. Anna Luz Lopez. Esperanza Cipriana Lopez. Destiny Mariah Lucas. Sadie Lucier. Kara Jean Lyons. Jillian Alexandra Masick. Lauren Anna Masick. Zachary Michael Madorin. Anna Alicia Madrigal. Sir Michael Vincent Madrigal Hernandez. Abigail Marie Madsen. Mackenzie Renee Maish. Andrew Ray Manacle. Adelaide Joy Manica. Sandra Valentina Marcano Pinto. Tamaya Nishay Martin. Frida Nayilet Martinez. Jaden Margaret Martinez. Caitlin Felisa Martinez. Nayeli Elizabeth Martinez. Joshua Robert Marvin. Paras Marwaha. Caleb Neal Masters. Sky Lynn Mauna. Emily Rachel McAllister. Thomas Alexander McEnany. Zachary John McCone. Bailey Marie McCoy Groshong. Tristan Shane McCrate. Isaiah McCullough. Terry Trefina McCullough. Megan Elizabeth McDonald. Adam Glenn McElroy. Jacqueline Michelle McKay. Jacob Patrick McLean. Michelle Stephanie Mendoza. Dawson Paul Mesh. Alyssa Ladine Meyer. Grace Kathleen Miller. Ashlyn Grace Mills. Austin Phoebe Mitchell. Haley Elaine Mock. Armando Molina. Deanna Jacole Moore. Caitlin M. Moore. Ladrell Donnie Moore. Olivia Carolyn Moore. Brian Alexis Morales. Hilda Carolina Morales. Celicia Ariana Moreno. Michaela Ray Morgan. Spencer Thomas Moran. Paolo Giovanni Muscadin. Sophia Christine Nash. Hunter Carlos Navarro. Natasha Noel Nedwetsky. Audrey Diane Nelson. Austin Kong Nguyen. Auburn Jewel Nicholas. Ivan Benjamin Noble. Patrick O'Keefe. Cole William Andrush. Maggie Louise O'Neill. Estefany Ortega. Rosa Eileen Ortiz. Emma Claire Ottinger. Max Edward Overesh. Hunter Daniel Paflis. Alejandro Rogelio Paredes Corpus. Angelo Nicholas Parra. Merritt Quinn Parsons. Darshil Nirav Kumar Patel. Rohan Truptish Patel. Austin Michael Patton. Cole William Patton. Caitlin May Pauley. Nathaniel Brent Pierce. Lindy Elizabeth Peterson. Megan Christine Peterson. Tyler Joseph Peterson. Dakota Clark Pfeiffer. Nam Kwok Pham. Randy H. Pham. Abigail Marie Piercy. Elizabeth Diane Prosser. Spencer Joseph Pruder. Michael Thomas Quass. Aiden Joseph Quinn. Dayton Douglas Rains. Angelica Ramirez. Jonathan B. Ramos Tecoral. Natalie Anna Marie Randazzo.
Miles Jalen Rainey. Sophia Marie Rard. Kaylee Elizabeth Rash. Andrew Allen Reed. Emma Rose Ranke. Keenan Earl Rickle. Cortez Wayne Riley. Abigail Rose Roberts. Riley Roberts. Spencer Christian Robertson. Mateo Isaiah Rodriguez. Jalen Leanne Rogers. Jennifer Guadalupe Rojas. Ricardo Romo. Caleb Peter Roseball. Mina Lynn Rulis. Conrad David Rupelius. Lakshay Saini. Rachel Dion Salazar. Isabella Elizabeth Salerno. Samuel David Sanabria Flores. Carolyn Marie Sanders. Cheyenne Dawn Sandage. Dylan Sanuban. Almar Fernando Santos Acosta. Anna Schmidt. Ellen Christine Schnacker. Joanna Lee Scott. Samantha Brooke Sedler. Rachel Wynn Siebold. Carrie Sangprasuth. Maria Nadal Sayam. Cameron Alexander Shelby. Samantha Shepard. Gabriella Louise Shipman. Jacob Alexander Shreve. Nicholas Carl Sixbury. Olivia May Sloan. Brittany Lynn Smith. Charles William Smith. Madeline Ann Smith. Suraj Kumar Sood. Destiny Shea Sprague. Haley Nicole Spring Clark. Samuel Robert Springer. Catherine Grace Steinecker. Mary Hannah Sullivan. Dale Edward Talley III. Chandler Jeremiah Taylor. Isabel Jade Terreros. Olivia Ann Terryberry. Isabel Ruth Teschendorf. Rachel Tezera. Cooper D. Thompson. Adaria Lene Thompson. Nina Roxana Tiger. Henry Joseph Tomasic. Jacob Douglas Tomei. Luke Michael Towler. Devin Laurel Tronson. Kimberlyn Jasmine Zune. Isabel Louise Valdez. Paul Owen Van Boeven. Tim Alexander Van Lerberg. William Robert Vandenbos. Andrea Velasquez. Molly Marie Veilhauer. Jacob Matthew Wallace. Alexandra Mary Helen Walsh. Evan Patrick Wapp. Daniel Ryan Ward. Eric Anthony Wartko. Creighton Darnell Washington. Taylor Michelle Washington. Keon Lance Watson. Ethan Floyd Weaver. Elizabeth Nicole Weems. Samantha Christine Wyans. Stephanie Allen Wissenant. Addison Lane White. Shantice Trinae White. Tierney August White. Haley Michelle Wersinski. Aaron Davery Ray Williamson. Jameson Robert Wilson. Preston Ray Wilson. Abigail Nicole Winter. Lauren Elizabeth Wolf. James Austin Wood. Skylar Elaine Wright. Kobe Matthew Wright. Trevor Yuan Wynn. Maggie Yonker. Diego Human. Chanel Jalise Zachary. Carmelo Zamudio Vasquez. Jordan Tracy Lee Zeno. Joshua Tyler Zumalt. Luis Angel Zuniga.
Let's offer one more big round of applause to celebrate our graduates. Class of 2019, as we look toward your future, please know how proud we are of each and every one of you and how much we have really enjoyed our time with you over these last years. At this time, will the members of the senior committee please join us on stage and take their place at the podium to conclude our ceremony. As they make their way to the stage, we would like to recognize your future plans. All students who are continuing their studies by enrolling in a college or university, at this time, please stand and be recognized. If your next step is career-oriented to enter the workforce, please stand and be recognized. For any of our students who may be spending a year abroad, traveling to another country, please stand and be recognized. Lastly, all students planning to join the Armed Forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or National Guard, please stand and be recognized. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. It is my privilege to welcome the senior committee to close our ceremony.
Our time has come to say farewell to all the experiences that have impacted our lives and to the memories that we hold so dear.
As we leave here, we take with all of us all that we have cherished with our teachers, our friends, and our families.
The lessons we have learned have shaped who we are and who we will be. As we remember the special times, we recognize that tonight is just the beginning.
But the beginning of what? The next path you take is up to you. Choose the path of wisdom, courage, and always have an open mind.
As we begin these exciting times in our lives, we must always remember that we can achieve our dreams if we believe in ourselves.
The key to following our dreams will be to never give up and to apply all that we have learned at Northwest.
To all who have touched our lives, we leave our lasting thanks and our love.
Will the members of the class please stand? Now, to indicate our status as graduates of Shawnee Mission Northwest High School, please join us in changing our tassels.
And now, to honor our alma maters, as the final time as a class, please join us in singing our school song.